Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache here with American School of Hypnosis, and welcome to Hypno-Chat. We are live today, and I'm still doing some adjusting. I'd like to welcome you all, and as you're coming in, go ahead and let me know who you are and where you're from so I know you're here. And today we're going to be speaking about taking videos. A lot of people have been asking me about the way we take videos, what kind of problems we can run into, and so we're going to be talking about different kinds of problems you could run into when you're taking videos. Hi James, yes, you are the first, and Peter just came in from New Jersey, but we're going to be talking about videos, and the question is, what can go wrong? So actually a lot of things can go wrong, and we're going to talk about that. So if any of you decide you want to do videos, this is a great video to watch, and all the things that you shouldn't do, we'll be talking about right here. Hey Stan from Oregon. Wow, that's clear across the other side of the country. And we got, I don't know if I can pronounce that. Let's see. Nefusi. Let's close. Anyways, welcome. So while everybody's coming on, we're going to be, like I said, talking about videos. But I have an announcement to make. What we're going to be doing here, or what we have been doing, this has been our beta test. The whole reason for doing live videos twice a week, we were actually beta testing the YouTube live program, the new YouTube live program they came up with, to see how it was going to work, to see if it was viable for us to start doing live videos constantly. And unfortunately, it wasn't. It did okay, but the quality still isn't there. So I think YouTube is going to continue working on it. And when it gets better, we're going to try again. But unfortunately, this is the last video of our live beta testing. Hey, remember when we first started, we said we were going to do it for a few weeks. Actually, we did it for a little bit longer than a few weeks. And hi, Darlene. And so anyways, I just want to let everybody know this will be the last live video for the time being with the beta test. In fact, the beta test, I guess you could say, was so undesirable that the last couple weeks we've just been using our camera. So I'm using my phone, my telephone, with YouTube that way, and actually it works a lot better than the YouTube live program. The nice thing about it is, I'll give you the pros and cons now, okay? YouTube live, you can just get right on the computer, click, go onto your YouTube and click go live, and you are live. It's just like using the telephone. That was nice, but the problem we had was, I don't know if it's because of bandwidth or whatever, but pixelation was really bad. I believe twice we got cut off right in the middle of the video. It's just the quality wasn't there. I believe it did record in 1080p, but it didn't have the strength, I guess, or the internal workings to be able to do what it needed to do. And a lot of the background things that you can do with a lot of these side programs, because if you don't use YouTube Live, you need to use something like Google Hangout or something like that, a different program where you can put, the bottom third with your name, or you can, you can't use the screen share or anything like that with YouTube Live. So we decided, well, we gave it enough of a test. We're going to wait and see if anything else comes up. We're always looking for something. Matter of fact, there's a new company called Blue Jeans, for those of you that do live videos. Blue Jeans has an excellent program. Only for Facebook. They don't have it in conjunction with YouTube yet. So if they had something Blue Jean quality and put it on YouTube, I'd be doing that every week. But it's been a fun test, and I appreciate all of you, hi Dax, all of you that have come on and joined with us, and I hope you continue to watch, because we're still going to continue with our every week, the Tuesday and Friday videos that we've been putting, the pre-recorded ones. So we will continue with that. So with that said, I want to talk a little bit about recording videos. What are some of the...
Come on once in a while live.
Oh, Luca just reminded me. we're still going to come on once in a while live because I just get a kick out of coming on. So sometime when I'm out in my car somewhere in a nice location, I'll come on the phone over there. That's what I like about YouTube with the phone. I could be driving somewhere and just kind of stick it up in the window and start talking to people and telling them what's going on. So we will be doing it once in a while. So let's talk about recording videos. And how many of you do any recordings? Do any of you do recordings and put them out there for any reasons? And because as I'm talking about these things, I'd like to hear your input if anything has happened like what I'm going to be saying. And okay, the first one. Okay, well, first thing, I guess, like I said, the first thing that you need to know about doing any kind of videos is test, like I did with the beta test. But you're going to do a lot of testing. Darlene just started doing audio. You're talking about podcast? Because I've done several podcasting. It's actually a lot easier to do podcasting because you don't have to worry about what people are going to see. But here's an example. Just I think last week, I did a beautiful video. I spent probably a half an hour recording it, and I was going to get to editing it and everything, and I noticed I had a piece of breakfast still in my teeth. That's why you saw on the picture, the cover photo, I have a big piece of kale just to show you what can go wrong, okay? So I like to have my video done when I do my Tuesday and Friday video. I try to get it done between 12 or 1 o'clock. I try to have it finished then so I can put it up and not spend the whole day doing video. So anyways, we spent a half an hour doing this video. I got the lighting, the sound, everything was perfect. And then I transferred the video over to my, what's the program I use? Camtasia. That's where I do my editing. And on Camtasia, I had it halfway edited. It's probably spent about an hour editing. And then I looked at the picture because I edit in a small screen. And I made it bigger and I said, what's that in my teeth? Oh, I had a big piece of food right on my teeth. It was so embarrassing. I said, I can't put this up. So we ended up, talking about what we were going to do. And finally, I just re-recorded everything. So it wasted pretty much the whole morning. Let's see. Darlene says, yes, and recording on my phone and converting to MP3 to post to Facebook and send as a private message. Okay. You might want to look into getting Camtasia also, Darlene. Camtasia is a great editing program that you can send it to YouTube. I just send it to my computer and then to YouTube. But from that, I then take it and put it in. What's the name of that program, Reluca, I use for audio? I can't think here. I'm looking at it right here.
Yes.
I then use Audacity.
Audacity, yeah.
Audacity is a great program. It's just audio. So what I'll do is I'll take my video, put it in Audacity, and I just strip out the audio. You can record right in Audacity also, but I just like using Camtasia because it's a lot easier for editing, cutting things out.
Dan wants to know what camera you use.
Excuse me. Okay, what camera? Someone asked what camera do I use. It is, ooh, look at that, I can show you. It is right here. It is the Logitech.
Logitech C90.
Logitech C90. Isn't that cool? This is, and I've used a lot of cameras, separate cameras, onboard cameras. The Logitech seems to be the best one that I've had yet.
Bestseller on Amazon.
Yeah, and Reluca just mentioned to me, it's actually one of the best sellers on Amazon. I believe I just got mine at Best Buy. I keep on calling it Big Lots. Best Buy. But yeah, Audacity can be complicated, but there's a lot of videos, a lot of online videos that'll show how to use it. Anytime I want to use Camtasia audio or anything like that, or Audacity, something I'm not familiar with, YouTube videos will show me how to use it. And Dax says, I use Camtasia and Audacity as well. There you go. See, great minds think alike. So anyways, be careful what you look like. The first thing, well, let me tell you some of the other bad things that have happened. One was having that in my teeth, okay? And, or another time I did something and I was in a hurry, and that's why you want to take your time. I was in a hurry and I realized I had my shop light on, or my big light, which is over here, and I didn't have one on the other side or any light, and it was like right down the middle. It looked like it was daylight there and night there. So there's really no way to turn, to change that. Once you've recorded it, you've recorded it. So you want to test your lighting. You want to test a lot of different things before you get started. So that was just I guess, the bad things that have happened to me. Let's see. Oh, another one. This happens to us guys, okay? Sometimes when you're shaving, okay, and you cut yourself, you put a little, what I do is I take a little piece of toilet paper, if you don't have a step-tick pencil around, you put the toilet paper on there till it dries it up, and then you take it off. But what happens if you're in a hurry and you shave and you start doing your video and you still have the paper there? Luckily, it wasn't live, okay? I was recording and I still had a piece of toilet paper on my face, and I did the whole video, and then I realized it was there. And you would think, well, gee, you're going to see it when you're recording, and not really, because what you do is you're looking in the camera, but I guess you could say the box where your video, I have that on the other screen, so it's not distracting me. Because you need to look into the camera so it looks like you're looking at the audience, because the camera is my audience. But if I'm looking at the screen, I'd be looking down like this, and you'd be seeing my forehead instead of my eyes. So I put the screen on the side so it doesn't distract me. So be careful of what things, what things you're going to have, what problems you're going to have with, your face first. Okay, I'm going to be getting into lighting here in a minute, but let's go into sound first. Sound. Just recently, I think again, last week was a tough week for videos. I use, let's see if I can get my mic over here for you to see it. I use this critter right over here. It is oops, you can't see it, can you? I have to unplug it. There we go. Now, I'm not using that now because I'm using my telephone, but normally I use this guy, which is the Yeti Blue. Isn't that a beautiful microphone? Can you see me? So anyways, it's the Yeti Blue, and I have it on this big boom contraption. I love this mic because you can set it up. There's all kinds of settings on this side you can see right here. And the different settings, one of them is so you can talk straight into it for one person, and it kind of drowns out everything around. So if there's a lot of noise outside, it just hears you. Sometimes I've had motorcycles right in the front, and it didn't pick them up. Or like if I want to do an interview with someone, let's say Reluca's everybody all at once. And I'm going to try to put this back over there. And yeah, I need more wire space here. We'll plug that back in so I don't have it messed up next time, and put that out of the way. So the Yeti microphone, I got that at the same place as I got the camera at Best Buy, and I think at the time I got mine, it was like $100, and I think the mic was about the same thing. Now I believe they're up to like $150, but it's by far the best mic. I mean, I've used the Shure mics, I've used a lot of handheld mics. Remember, I did a lot of public speaking and comedy hypnosis type stuff, outside the house, where I'd bring all kinds of stuff with me. So I had all this fancy equipment and PA and all that. But this by far is the best mic that I've used. So anyways, with sound, I did a video last week where I had taken the mic off for another project. When I brought it back and set it up, it wasn't set up properly. I didn't realize it. So I tested it, and it seemed to be working, because you could test it on the program. So I record a couple words and listen to it. It seemed to be working fine. And then I recorded, probably about a 15-minute video, put it on Camtasia, and it's like, where's the sound? The sound was gone completely. So it's kind of finicky like that, where sometimes you have sound, sometimes you don't. And when you record, you got to make sure every time when you get into your recording program, whatever you're using, that this mic is chosen, okay? Because it might have the regular Microsoft mic or the computer mic, so you usually have choices of moving it around. So sometimes I'll make a mistake and not put that mic. And if I'm using my, the microphone on the, on the Logitech camera, it's a great microphone, but it's over here on my screen, when normally the mic I have right here. You don't see it because it's usually down below. So this will pick up nice, but when you're that far away, you get the hollowness of the whole room. Even if it's a small room, you're going to get hollow sound. So, it's terrible when you spend all this time recording something for, 15, 20 minutes, or sometimes even longer, and your mic wasn't working properly, or you got the wrong mic, and you go, oh, I don't like the sound of that. So you got to start all over. So, you know, I tell Raluca, I can't believe I lost all that time. You know what she tells me? Professional movie studios have to take 50 or sometimes 100 takes before they get one scene right. Doesn't make me feel any better, but it makes me, I understand that, you know, but I like to get it right on the first take. Now, what I do with my microphone, just so you know, okay, let's see, I don't want to pull the microphone back over here, but here's a mouse. Let's say this is the microphone, okay? So as I'm talking into the mic, if I make a mistake, I tap on it a couple times. So let's say I'm going, okay, let's talk about hypnosis. Hypnosis, okay? And I'll say something else, and I'll say, instead of high, I'll say height. And then I'll go back and say the proper word. So what I do is every time I hit this, when I go back to my Camtasia and you see the voice, you'll see spikes. So I like to do it at least 3 times, sometimes 4. So I'll see 3 spikes, which isn't normal speech. So as I'm going through it, I know everything's fine until I get a spike. So I don't have to re-listen to every single thing in the video, especially if it's an hour-long video. So I'll just go to the spikes, I'll listen to it, I'll cut it out, move it up so I have, you know, the correction. So it'll be a, you know, a perfect stream without, you know, having to re-record everything. Raluca gets a kick out of it because when I make a mistake, I'll keep my face like this until I get it right, and then I'll say, mistake, and then I'll move. Because you don't want to say, and if you see a mistake, you see what I mean? Your face jumps over because you cut it. So when you see you made a mistake, try to freeze in that position and the facial thing and everything, tap on your mic, and then correct it so you're not jumping all over the place. If you're reading from a script and you don't want to look like you're reading, that's a lot tougher because you might be, let's see, I'm reading Stan's thing. So I go, so lights are important, camera important. So I'm reading ahead. Oops, I made a mistake. Do you recommend backdrops? Okay. So it's kind of hard to do it, but it's really good because you don't have to redo it and it doesn't look as bad. Although there are some people, if you notice, a lot of public speakers, they'll just do it in short clips. So they might be talking to you like this, and all of a sudden it cuts, and now they're like this, and it cuts, and now they're like this. You see what I mean? That makes it a little interesting too, but it's done on purpose. So it's like, you know, they're splitting up thoughts rather than in the middle of a word. Yes, Dan, I like backdrops. Matter of fact, you probably saw all the videos up until about a week ago. I had a gray, almost like a crepe backdrop, which is over there. But we moved the office around, and now my backdrop happens to be my whiteboards. I do have complete green room set up. I just don't use it because it's a real pain to set up all the lighting and stuff. But if you've taken my Hypnosis Home Study course, you see the green room because it seems like every video there I'm like in a different location. There's Greek columns behind me at one point, and it's a waterfall, so that's kind of fun to do too. So let's see, Samuel, why not a pink shirt? I've used pink shirts. We call them salmon. Okay, so other problems with sound. Let's see. Oh, when I reset the microphone, remember I told you I brought the microphone away and I reset it, and it was coming in tinny all the time. I thought the microphone was broken. And then I realized that the microphone was backwards. I had probably done a couple videos like that. And the microphone was facing that way. And when I was speaking, my voice was picking up on the other side. So it was echo, it was muffled. It was like using, you know, the camera of the computer camera instead. So you want to be careful. It took me probably a couple of days to figure out what was wrong. I was about ready to get another mic. And then I realized, wait a minute, how come I have, you know, I'm looking at the gain and all these things, which is usually in the back. Usually I see the mute button, which blinks when the mute's on. It wasn't there. Turn it around, back to normal. Let's see. Stan, I found one with a bookcase backdrop. I have to hide the master. Okay. Yeah, if you're talking about mine, I have the other office over there. I have a big bookshelf in the background. And that was nice because I have, oh, this one I have 3 big windows. Over there I have wraparound windows, so it's really good lighting. But this is just a bigger room, so. Let's see, what else do we have for sound? Okay, so the sound was too low, so watch your microphone, make sure your settings are right, make sure you have the setting, if it has settings where it goes, just to you or to you in the front or for a whole room, that you have it set on the right one, okay, that's important too. Noises. Sometimes just before, I like to have the air conditioner turned off, but sometimes just before doing a video, I'll have the air conditioner on, and I'll have this fan on, and I forget to turn them off. I believe I did that once about 2 weeks ago. And so through the whole video, you hear, that can be annoying. Luckily, when I'm using the computer microphone, it doesn't really pick it up that much, so, I don't worry about it. However, when I was facing the other way with the curtain backdrop, it did hear it because the air conditioner was right behind it. And that's what I have for noises. I'm going to get into interruptions later on. So if any of you have come up with any of these kind of problems, I'd love to hear them. Background issues, okay? Now, I haven't had too much problems with background issues because I usually look, what I have behind there. And when I do a lot of teaching, a lot of my, private teaching for the school, I like to have it this way because I can get up and actually work on the board. And as you can see, I use these boards quite a bit. Not just for school, but for everything. I like to do mind maps, as they call them. But so your background issue, you just want to be careful what you have in the background. Now I'm going to talk about some other people's backgrounds I've seen. We used to do a lot of live, I guess you could say live sessions on here. I remember not too long ago we did a live past life regression session. So, and I was using Google Hangout. So at the bottom of the screen over here, you can see little pictures of all the people sitting there in hypnosis, and you get to see what's in their background. Now, some of them very professional backgrounds. They knew they were going to be on video, so they went and they cleaned up everything, so it looked nice. But one of them, woman was actually sitting down on a chair, and her bed was over here, and it was not made. It was a big pile, dirty laundry everywhere. That doesn't look good for business. Another one, there was somebody that was from India, and he was sitting down in hypnosis. It was funny because I guess they do a lot of yoga over there, and as he was in hypnosis, his wife walks in behind him, and you see her right about here behind him, doing all kinds of yoga. She had no idea that he was on video. He never told her, don't come in the room, I'm going to be recorded. And she did like a whole yoga routine while behind her. She was actually really good, It was an elderly woman. It was like, wow, I mean, she's doing stuff that I wish I could do, But yeah, she was doing yoga behind him, and it was hysterical. Let's see, Peter says, I watched a guy, and the guy had his passwords and PayPal login info on the wall behind him. Oops! I hope he turned around and changed things. Now, Peter, did you tell him, or did you just mark it down and see if it was real? Yeah, that's even worse than the yoga. Yeah, so that's another no-no. Don't put your PayPal information on the wall behind you, Wow. No, okay, no, I told him. So did you tell him right away, or did you say, hey, everybody, see the PayPal information? I'll tell them after the show. Darlene says, I've been on Google Hangouts, and I think it could be good for a group session. Yeah, I've done a lot of group sessions as well as training on Google Hangout. Now, if you don't have to be on YouTube, Darlene, and you want to do groups, check out this Blue Jeans I was talking about, bluejeans.com. They give you a free 30-day setup. Matter of fact, right now I'm on an extension. I've actually gotten it a couple times. I just haven't had time to work it. But you know how you can have people side by side, so you can be doing, I could be doing an interview with you where we have half the screen. Or I can have, I believe, up to 10 people on the screen, but you can have unlimited people watching. So if you have a 20th person that starts talking, he comes up on the screen. So it's kind of cool. And they use a different system where the bandwidth doesn't really matter. It's very, very clear. So, And so if you do get it and you want to test it, let's do it together. Contact me because I haven't had a chance to test it yet. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay, so sound. We're talking about backgrounds. I'm sorry. So backgrounds, you want to make sure it's not messed up. I told you about the yoga, and I guess all I really have left is interruptions. Sometimes you just can't help the interruptions you have with videos. I know I've seen some videos where, actually some videos, some pretty big public speakers where they'd be talking and all of a sudden the dog or the cat jumps up on their lap, That's not bad, pat them, show them the dog or whatever. You can get away with that because everyone likes dogs and cats. Video will probably go viral. But how about the phone ringing, okay? I turned off my phone today, but you want to make sure your phone doesn't start ringing in the middle of doing, a video. Matter of fact, Luca and I were doing a big group stop smoking program someplace in, I think it was Pennsylvania, for Procter & Gamble. And we had just finished telling everybody to make sure their phones were turned off so it didn't interrupt them. And as soon as we started doing the sessions, one of our phones went off. We didn't turn it off. Talk about embarrassing, okay? So you want to make sure that the phones are off, okay? James says, I saw your cat a few minutes ago. It might have been the spirit of my cat, James. I didn't see him, okay. We do have a Maine Coon cat that runs around, and she just won't stay put. But and she's pretty big. She's hard to miss. Let's see. What other kind of disruptions have we had? UPS, okay? No matter, if all else fails, UPS shows up. Now, we have a UPS driver. He drives down. He's used to bringing me a lot of packages. So what he'll do is he'll toot the horn so I can meet him at the door, or at least know it's there. Sometimes, he'll come up, leave it on the I guess you could say the deck. And then he rings the doorbell as he leaves, and he toots the horn again. So you get, honk, 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 going down the street. He doesn't just honk, 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 rings the bell, and he takes off again. So let's see. The cat hypnotizes Rene because he likes me to rub his belly. Wait a minute. No, I have him rub my belly. Okay, anyways. So, other interruptions. Oh, we actually did a video once. This was about 2 years ago. And in the video, you could see the whole screen going. Here, I'll make it look more effective. Everything started going like this. Okay, we were actually having an earthquake. Matter of fact, I said, you heard, I heard boom. I said, well, Luca, would you go out, see outside, see if somebody hit the building? I thought a car actually hit the building. And she went out, and all the people around, all the neighbors and everything were all outside and saying, no, it's an earthquake. Now, we don't really get earthquakes in Maine or anything. This is like one of the most boring places in the world. No floods, no tsunamis, no tornadoes, no. It's probably the safest place in the world, and it's built on a rock. I think the whole southern part of the state is built on granite, So for us to have an earthquake and to even feel it is kind of shocking. So, but we had an earthquake. And matter of fact, I think I have in my movie, the title and subtitle, it says earthquake occurred during this video. So let's see. So earthquakes sometimes happen. Motorcycles and fire engines, okay, you got to be careful for those. Again, with the microphone set up the way I have it, I usually don't have problems with it. You don't hear too much. And depending on where you live, okay, we're in a city. And in the city limits, you can have chickens. Believe that? You can have up to 10 chickens in the city limits. And the guy in the building right next to me has 6 chickens. So sometimes during a video, you hear okay, so be careful for the chicken interruption. All right. Here you are talking about vegan things because you got a vegan station. All of a sudden you're hearing chickens in the background. You put you right out of business. Yeah. Darlene says earthquakes make for a great backdrop. Okay, Darlene, here we go. How's that? You like this backdrop? Earthquake, help! But, probably going to get in trouble for putting on a fake earthquake. You know, that was that registered 10 at least, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you about videos. And if you have any other questions, you know, I'm not going to get into all the other things about titles and all that. I just wanted to tell you what can go wrong. And believe me, you know, throughout the years, we actually started doing videos, YouTube videos, when YouTube actually started, which is about, what, I think 11, 12 years ago. If you go back to the beginning of videos, you're going to see a lot of really old ones. We started out with doing film strips, okay? Typing words with music in the background and scrolling words. One of them looked like a Star Trek. I think it's one of my largest rated videos, even today, was, it was like it was words. It was actually on abundance. And it was kind of like an abundance script. And I had the words scrolling upwards, but I had them going upwards, and they stretched and they went back. It looked like a Star Trek episode. You know how the beginning, you know, in the beginning there was Star Trek, and it went bigger and bigger and bigger, and it kept on scrolling like that. Thousands and thousands of views. But I look back at the beginning when we started, you know, 11 years ago or so, to now. It's like, what a difference in equipment and quality. I mean, some of those were, it's almost like watching black and white TV to today, you know. There's quite a difference. Hi, Christian. And so, you know, we started way back when they did, and we've seen a lot of changes. We're hoping that they're going to do a lot more, because we never thought this kind of stuff would be happening with YouTube. Now, if you haven't done videos, again, I know a lot of you watching right now haven't done, and a lot of people that'll be watching this later when it's not live have, or will have. But videos can be probably the #1 way to increase your business, especially if your business isn't just local in your own town. Even in your own town, it can help. And YouTube helped to put us on the map. I remember when we started, if you did a search of American School of Hypnosis, or not American, Hypnosis Training, or Hypnosis School, or Learn Hypnosis, we were on page 500 and something. Then we spent a big amount of time, just weeks, just doing videos and doing videos. And back then there were a lot of other video companies like YouTube, so we were putting them on YouTube Video and YouTube and Yahoo and Google, and it must have been like 7 or 8 of them all at the same time. And it brought us up to page 1 and 2. Now when you punch in all those same titles, we're on page 1, and I attribute that mostly to videos. Now Peter says, in the earlier ones you wore a lab coat. Yes, I did. And do you know why? I think I had a video just recently on my favorite books. One of them is a book by Eric Whitman called Cashvertising. If you want to advertise your business, I don't care what the business is, I recommend that book, Cashvertising. He says everything is image. He says if you want people to look at you as or your product as in a technical type way, wear a lab coat, or at least wear a white coat of some sort. And of course, he had the pocket protector, and on the cover of his book, he had that. And that was actually one of the things that made me look at his book. And what did he do? He actually specialized in advertising. So he was like an advertising doctor, I guess you could say. But that made a big difference. So yeah, matter of fact, I did videos. I did a lot of advertising. I think I even had a lot of regular pictures that I put different places with the lab coat. But again, I kind of went past that lab coat. It got really hot. You know, they don't move really well either. But Dax says, I remember the lab coat. Oh my God. Yeah, so those were the days. But yeah, we've gone through a lot of different things. We went through the green room stage where we had to use green room all the time. I mean, I just love green room, you know. Matter of fact, I did one just recently. One of my hobbies is gardening, and I did a video on gardening, and I did a green room where I took a picture of myself with the camera up here going down, And what I did was I did my talk introducing what I was doing in green room. And then I took pictures of vegetables and made them really big. So I was like this big. And so it looked like I was talking in the video with vegetables that were, like I was a midget, almost like I was a gnome, and I'm looking and talking to the audience from the vegetables, and I sped up the audio, the sound. You can do that on Camtasia. I sped it up, I think it was like 300%. So I had that little voice where I was talking like this. Hey, can you help me grow? This kind of thing. And it came out beautiful. So green room can be a lot of fun, But that's it. Anybody have any more questions having to do with videos? Videos, the sound, background, video. Like I said, be careful not to have a piece of kale in your teeth like I had at the beginning. And with that, while I'm waiting to see if there's any other questions, I just wanted to reiterate that this is going to be the last one of the Hypno-Chats with Rene, this segment. We decided to do that. It was actually a beta test with YouTube Live to see how it came out, and it really didn't work that well, which is why we're doing it on our cell phone now. But we will be doing this occasionally, so still keep your eyes open. And remember, every Tuesday and Friday, we have our pre-recorded video. We make a video and just put it out that day, but it's not a live video. And if you have any questions, please, continue writing to us, send us your questions, because it gives me ideas of what to make new videos on. And let's see. Well, you're welcome, Darlene. That's great. Peter says, it did look so official. His suspenders are a close second. Yeah, I still wear the suspenders a lot. Yeah, just for looks, not for function. And if you believe that, I have swampland for sale. But yeah, the suit coat was nice, but I've gotten more casual as I've gotten older, okay? I mean, back then I was, years old, and I'm a little older now. Yeah, professional in the lab coat. I knew what you meant, Peter. But let's see. I'm trying to read these questions. They're kind of going by fast now. Christian says, how can I learn hypnosis to teach online? Christian, go to our website. The link will be below this video. And as soon as I get it done and edited, or below any one of my other videos, we teach courses. That's what we do. Online courses for you. And, oh, okay, that's a good title, Stan. A long one. Let's see. And I'm going back here. I think I was going too slow. Okay. Thanks, James. I already got that one, I think. And I think everybody else I got so far. And that's about it. So, hey, like I said, thank you all for watching. And, Raluca's going to be talking to him on the side for that. And Raluca says, stay tuned, guys. I'll have Rene come back. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.